Hello, it's with joy that I welcome you back to my YouTube channel. My name is David E. Okafor, DEO. We'll continue our topic on MoneyWise. Today, I'll be speaking about 3 common mistakes that young people make that negate their effort for getting to the wealthy place. There are many financial mistakes, but for this episode, for this time, I'll be speaking on just 3 so the video doesn't get so long. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, David E. Okafor, DEO. On Facebook is David E. Okafor, DEO. On TikTok is David E. Okafor. On Instagram is Okafor E. David. Let's dive into today's discussion. You see, I've spoken about on the MoneyWise series, I've spoken about a lot of things. If you've not watched them, please go watch each and every one of them. So today, let's go into the 3 reasons or 3 mistakes that young people make. Number 1 is young people go into debt. Today, I will not be speaking extensively about debt, the effects of debt, or bad debt versus good debt and all of that. I will just be streamlining it to the mistakes, right? So maybe one of these days we'll do another video that is dedicated to discussing issues around debt and how to use debt to grow wealth. But today let's talk about the mistakes around debt, especially if you live in Nigeria. Thank God for the fintechs. Thank God for the innovation they are bringing into the financial sector. Now, I'll just tell you 3 stories, or 4 or 2, whichever time can take. Many years ago, a young man came to our church for the first time. About 5 years ago, came to our church for the first time, and after a wonderful church service, he slid into my office, and he was speaking to me about how much he's owing online loan apps. This guy was borrowing from 1 to pay 2. He was owing about 5 loan apps, about 13 loan apps, and the journey has been like 2 years. He's been trying to come out of the debt. All his salary is going to servicing of those debts, and because their interest rate is usually very outrageous, his daily interest, he keep building up and all of those things. He was quite very frustrated. His family, is a young man that is married. His family resides in Lagos. He is in Warri here because of work. His family was already in shambles. The wife could no longer take it because his salary is not even enough to service all the interests that come with the debt that he's owing. And he started very small, just to take a little loan, 30,000, and it grew and all of those things. And he will borrow from here to pay here, and before you know it, he was in a mess. And so he came that he's thinking of committing suicide, and the loan apps have been sending his pictures that he's suffering from HIV, that he's a thief, all kinds. Each of those loan apps have their own ways of spoiling somebody's reputation. And this is a good guy. I see sincerity to pay, but he doesn't just know what to do. I had to speak to him that one thing I learned from the richest man in Babylon is the more you run from your debt, the more a slave you will continue to be. And so I just gave him some advice how to consolidate the loan, and he should reach out to the people and say, okay, if I decide to pay you this, what discount will you give to me? I want to touch the 4 stories because each one has a significant lesson to learn. So this young guy went into this debt because to solve a family problem, and he desires to pay back. Number 2 story, a guy I met in the barbing salon. he was owing one of those loan apps, the popular one. He was owing them 30,000 naira, and from the 30,000 daily interest, it has accumulated, as at that time, it has accumulated to about 150,000 naira. And so he stopped using that account, and he said he will never pay because, I mean, how can he pay that kind of money? I kept following him up because many people do things that will hurt them in the future. So I tried to follow him up. Every time I tried to go to him every Saturday to ask him, how far have you paid that money? I even opted to say, okay, let me borrow you, let me lend you money so that you can pay back, and the interest will stop counting, then you pay me back. He said I should not worry, nothing they can do, and all of those things. That one is one story. By now, I believe that money would have been over 500,000, and I kept telling him that he's going to regret it in the future, because the credit bureau in Nigeria is going to have that kind of behavior, and it's not going to be credit worthy in the Nigerian financial system. That's story number 2. Story number 3 is a young man who wants to do something about his life. So he borrowed money to buy Okada, motorcycle, Okada, popularly called Okada in Nigeria, so that they can use it to hustle and then take care of his family. He went to borrow money from them. He has since borrowed about 500,000, and before he came to me, he had already paid 800,000, and he was still indebted, to the loan apps. And the funny thing about these loan apps is because their limit of loan is usually very low, some 150,000, 200,000. So if you want to take something like 500,000, you may need to aggregate like 5 of the loan apps, to aggregate that kind of money. What we did was I introduced him to a cooperative to borrow money at 10% per annum to offset the money borrowed from the loan app, and that's how he got free, and is very grateful for that. If not, it would have been very terrible. Many people are not able to pay. That's story number 3. Story number 4 is like I'm going to make it story number 5. Story number 4 is a young lady whom I wanted to help to send money to. So I said, oh, is this your account number? I have it. Should I send money? And she said, no, don't send money there, don't send money there. I said, what happened? She said she borrowed a little money from this loan app, and so any money that enters into her account, they deduct it automatically, and she has not been using that account, and she doesn't have an account now. So she will send me POS account number, for me to send the help I wanted to render. I looked at it. Of course, I admonished her. And funny enough, she was not the one that borrowed the money. It was her friend, a guy that used her phone to say, please let me. Maybe the guy had saturated his own. There is nowhere else he could borrow. So he had to beg her that, please, that means a little bit of problem. Can I use your phone to collect this loan? And it's harmless. And she agreed. And that was the case. The guy could not pay her to pay the loan people and all of those. Story number 5 is a story of a young promising man who came to me that, sir, I don't have any other person to speak to. I only can speak to you. I'm in a problem. I want to. There was a family need I needed to attend to, so I borrowed money from like 7 loan apps, and now I'm not able to pay back, and the money has grown to about 900,000, and they are threatening, sending messages. As at that time, he was having 2 phones. He dedicated one phone to put the line, the SIM of the line he used to collect the loan. So they were calling. He was with me for some time, and all the time he was with me, it's different loan apps calling him. He said he hasn't been able to sleep for the past 3 days. He said the reason why he has not off the phone is because once he does that and then he's not reachable, they'll start contacting his contacts, sending malicious and damaging stories about him everywhere. These are 5 stories. I just have to streamline them to 5 stories. There are many more that I talk to by virtue of being a pastor every time. And this is a story about lack of financial wisdom. Many young people damage their financial future by utilizing those. There are smart ways to. One of these days, I'll dedicate a time to speak about how you can borrow money smartly and what you can use borrowed money to do, and how it can help for your financial fortune. Many of those loan apps go to as much as 40% per month. Because by the time you aggregate 1% per day to 30 days, that's about 30%, and then it's very terrible. So if you are in that situation where you need to borrow money, that's why you need to belong to cooperatives. You need to, if you are a salary earner, you need to, if your bank is not supporting salary advance, if your bank is not supporting salary advance, then you need to go back to another bank where salary advance can be supported. If you are a business person, you should be able to have facility from either cooperative or from banks. Banks are quite, in Nigeria especially, the interest rate is about 36% or 32%. No, I think 36% per annum on reducing balance. Microfinance is about 3% per month. I hope it has not changed, but the last I know, that was it, 3% per month, which is 36% per annum. But cooperatives, largely many people do 10% per year, even though you had to, many of the cooperatives give times 3 of whatever you have saved. So eventually you are collecting about 67% because you must have contributed 33%. But it's far better than these loan apps. So if you have the temptation of borrowing money from loan apps, these stories will guide you into making that smart financial decision. So remember, I'm talking about 3 financial mistakes that keep people grounded. Number 2 is many young people are just so comfortable with one stream of income. No matter what you do or what you are doing, it may be an office worker, 8 to 5 or 9 to 4, whatever is it, or you may be a business person, or maybe an entrepreneur, or you may be a skilled person. No matter what you do, just ensure that your money is not flowing from one place. One stream of income is a recipe for disaster. It's just like a one-eyed man. If someone is having one eye, the person will be very conscious. Any little thing can just make the person totally blind. So if you are earning from one source, you need to diversify. Just let there be something else. Everybody starts from one stream of income. Everybody starts from one place, but they keep increasing, channels through which money flows to them. Dangote is not just Dangote cement. It's not just Dangote flour. It's not just Dangote refinery. It's not just Dangote noodles or Dangote spaghetti or Dangote. There are many things, channels that he makes money, and so is every wealthy person. Warren Buffett is just into investment, and he has one of the biggest shares in Coca-Cola. But that's not the only place he has invested his money. You just have to do it different places at the same time. With that, so you could be protected should any of the, imagine somebody is just into real estate, and if there is a shock in the real estate market, the person is grounded. All right. So number 3, the video is already taking long. Number 3 of 3 financial mistakes that young people make that keeps them financially grounded. Number 3 is wanting to earn before they learn. Wanting to earn before they learn. If you want to earn before you learn, is a financial mistake that is going to keep you grounded. We see a lot of people in our society, in our generation, that just want to make money. You don't start by earning, you start by learning. Many people in our generation just want to earn. They just want to make money. No. The Bible says that there is he that just wants to make money, and money runs from him. If you can't create value and not have money, and for you to create value is created after learning. You understand? So if you are not investing in self-development, is the biggest mistake you can ever make. Biggest mistake you can ever make. The more you improve yourself, the more you increase your capacity to earn. All right. Learning brings earning. Many people work in the office. They can't spare little money. They can't spare their 1 month salary to go for courses that could increase their potential for earning. They just think that the money they are earning. I've seen a lot of people who are involved in a job, in a career, and they've been there for 15 years, they've been there for 10 years, they've been there for 5 years. They've never gone for one career development. They've never spent money for career development. I remember 2020, I had the option. I had about $1,000. So my real estate business is not having visibility. So I needed to use that money to create radio adverts, print signboards and all. And I saw Dr. Olumide Emmanuel advertising a real estate masterclass for $1,000. I was confused at what to do. But at the end of the day, I chose to spend that money for Dr. Olumide Emmanuel's course. And that was the best decision I've made when it comes to real estate, because I went there to learn from people who has been doing this business for more than 30 years. So you see what I'm saying? It is important that you improve yourself. Many people would have just gone ahead, like my first instinct told me, to just make noise all over town, and at the end of the day, business come crashing down. Not to invest in yourself is not to have a financial future. The greatest form of investment is not buying of land, it's not buying of houses, it's not stock market. It is putting money to increase your capacity to learn, and by so doing, increasing your capacity to earn. What you know determines who and what knows you. What you know determines who and what knows you. If you don't know, people won't know you, because it is your knowing that increases your chances of earning. All right, David Nchukwuka is my name, DEO. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, visit my Facebook page, follow me, and comment, like for more. God bless you.